Hey guys, welcome to Night Sky Wisdom and Tarot. I'm Alex, and I'm here to bring you a spread that I'm going to call What's Your Biggest Manifestation Blocker? So this is for Capricorn. So welcome Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and I guess even cross watchers. This will be an interesting reading to cross watch on, but if you're looking to help someone in your life that seems to be at an impasse, then I guess this makes sense. So I'm going to start off with a Moonology Oracle card, and then I'm going to do a 5-card spread to see what some of the biggest obstacles are right now for you regarding manifestations. I'm going to also I'm also going to clarify as needed to get more information and do a deeper dive into the spread. Please don't hesitate to like. It really helps my channel out a great deal. Of course, I want you to subscribe and join the family so that you can consistently stay in tune and in touch, especially if you find that you are on the same wavelength as me. It's not going to resonate with everybody. How can it? This is a general reading, but when I'm ready to offer personal reads, if it's of interest to you, I'll let you know. Okay, Spirit, what are some of the biggest blockages for manifestation for Capricorns right now, for my Capricorn collective? Spirit. Let me get one card. This is a newer deck for me, so if it doesn't pop, because these cards are kind of sticky, I'm going to pull one, okay? Spirit, what's my biggest blockage for manifestation for Capricorns? I think I'm going to pull one, so 2 more, and then we'll pull the top. Capricorns, nothing will come of this situation. Let me fix this lighting a little bit for you guys. There we go. That's a little better, right? I don't know if y'all can see that. Nothing will come of this situation. So your biggest blockage right now is potentially staying in places and spaces that are dead. And this is the void, of course, moon. That are dead. There's no more energy to be gathered from that situation. You know that it's not feeding you anymore. It's not giving you life. You have no desire to continue to feed into it. But I don't know if it's fear or comfortability, some level of comfort. Maybe it's a career. Maybe it's a relationship. And you don't want to stir the pot because maybe there's kids involved, things of that nature. But I'm here to tell you that when you hold on to that fear-based thinking, you block manifestations in every aspect of your life. So let's say what you're trying to manifest is a new beginning for a job, but you're staying in a dead-end relationship. That's not practicing faith. That's not trusting the Creator, right? And if you don't trust the Creator, but then you ask him or her, however you view your higher power, to then bless you in other areas of your life that require full faith and trust and reliance on them, it doesn't go together, does it? So understand that in all aspects of your life, you have to be responsible for the energy that you allow and what you entertain, right? You have to be faithful in all avenues, which is easier said than done, but it's a continuous practice of remaining in faith in the Most High. You don't get to say I'm blindly faithful in one area and I'm holding on out of fear in another, and it's like it doesn't, like the energies don't cross. No, they affect, one affects the other. I get 3 more cards for Capricorn regarding, yeah. Looks like Capricorn, you're not letting a tower fall that needs to fall. Now, I don't know if this is an actual like I said, person, place, or thing, or a way of thinking. But you're holding on very tightly. Okay. You're holding on very tightly to something that was built on false foundations. Maybe based on other people's beliefs. Maybe based on a place and time, in a space and time that you were in that is no longer applicable to where you want to go with your life. In your present energy, you got 4 Pentacles. So again, holding on too tightly out of fear And because it's Pentacles, I'm feeling like this is an actual situation or a person or a place or a thing, not necessarily just a way of thinking. You want to move forward, as indicated by this Chariot energy. It is your plan to move forward, and you want to do so quickly, but you can't hold on to this and navigate this Chariot. You're going to have to let something go. You can't manifest something some massive change and rapid fast forward movement when you're slow to even put down what's in your hand, on your head, and under your feet. Like, you need to let go, Capricorn. And your blockage position specifically is the Tower. So there's some things that need to go. The universe has been trying to pry them from your hand slowly but surely, and you're not allowing those things to be removed. You're fighting for that dead relationship. You're fighting for your joy when you go into that job every morning. And we're going to clarify. Maybe I'll get more indication as to whether this is a person, place, a person or a job or something like that. But however the energy applies to you, it applies to you. You're being asked to acknowledge your own self-worth. If you really value yourself, there's no question. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about moving on from those situations. If you know the power that you hold and the abundance that you hold, and that you can create wherever you decide to plant your feet, when you really understand that, then you allow towers to fall when they need to fall. And here's the thing, I think a lot of us get caught up in, we get caught up in this world of catchphrases and feel-good messages, like, especially like on social media, things that make us feel empowered, things, mantras that we can say. And those things are wonderful to do some fine tuning, but they don't do the major work. So for example, standing in the mirror every day and doing positive affirmations is great, but the groundwork, the heavy lifting, the inner child work has to be done first, and then the affirmations are fine tuning. We like to use these quick fix, Instagram reel, TikTok reel, motivational clips to get us a little boost of serotonin, and we feel like this equates to Nine of Cups energy. It does not. Because underneath it, we're still not, if we're still staying in places that are dead and no longer feed us, right? There's fear there. And if there's fear, there's a lack of faith in self, and there's a lack of faith in spirit, in God. There's a lack of faith. Now, I'm not judging you for it. We do live in the real world. So it's a balance of our spirituality and our physicality. Like, those two things have to present some sort of balance, right? We're human. But at the same time, really tapping into understanding your worth will get you to let these towers fall. Because once those towers fall, my dear, you sit in Empress position. Meaning you're the queen, well, more than a queen, you're the Empress of all that you survey. You regain power. You regain your ability to manifest. You regain oversight of your life. The Empress doesn't have to come down off of her little cushy throne. People come to her because she's already established her position. The overall message is really, what's holding you here? What is it? What is the glue that's keeping you like this, Capricorn? So let's get some clarifying messages about this situation. I'm missing a deck that I am kind of being drawn to. Sorry, give me 1 second. This one isn't the one I was thinking about, but it's pulling me more than what I have out already. I have a lot of decks, as you can see, but I just love tarot. I do. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, so Spirit, let's get some clarifying messages for Capricorn. What is it that they're holding on so tightly to? And remember, like, just think about it this way. If your fists are closed, holding on tightly to something that's no longer serving you, how can you open your hands to receive the thing that you want the most. God is saying, put it down, Capricorn. Let it go. Put it down. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Lover's card. Something else flipped. Queen of Cups. No, that's too many. Spirit, can we get one more card for, okay, Injustice. You are holding on tightly to a person. I don't know if this is a marriage or someone you live with. I feel like this Queen of Cups situation is how you saw them, or maybe even how you see them. And you're holding on tightly, and you won't allow, once again, you won't allow the universe to do their work. God really wants to help you out of this situation. I don't even get the vibes that this is toxic. Okay, so hear me out. A lot of times in the tarot community, everything's about, this toxic narcissistic ex or person in our lives, or they did us wrong. But see, there's this gray area that we fall into sometimes too. The goal is not just be with somebody who isn't toxic or leave somebody who is. Or do you get what I'm saying? There's an in-between. Sometimes we're just with the wrong person. Someone who doesn't fit the narrative, maybe they feel differently, they think differently. Listen, personal message here. I had to learn how to distance myself from people in my life who didn't understand the power of manifestation, who don't understand the power of words, who kind of constantly dwell in these cycles of negative thought and negative outcome. And it wasn't because I thought I was better than them, and I don't think I'm better than them. It's not because you don't love them. It's not because you don't care about them or that they don't care about you. But when you're on a journey to elevate, there are sometimes people who aren't bad people, and they're not necessarily quote unquote toxic or narcissistic. And it's even harder, right? Because to the outside world, they're like, why are you leaving? This is a good person. This is a good woman. This is a good man. Yeah, but they're not my person. The Chariot. 6 of Wands, 2 of Cups. Yeah. Ace of Wands in reverse. This person doesn't really speak to you. So again, they probably are a good person, they're a decent person, but they're not your person, Capricorn. And you want success. You want celebration. You want someone who is on the same wavelength as you spiritually, who can come into union and understand, kind of be the yin to your yang. This person does not provide or offer that to you. And so this is what your hiccup is. This is why, back to the Moonology card, Spirit is saying nothing will come of this situation. It'll just be. You probably won't necessarily have a big blowout or a fallout, but it's one of those situations where you'll look back in 20 years and be like, I don't remember anything significant about this dynamic other than it wasn't awful. Or 20 years later, you'll have some come to Jesus moment, as we like to say. Power. And you find yourself doing 20 years later what you should have did today. The Tower is clarified by the King of Pentacles or the King of Discs, the Moon card, and the Sun card. So, You're really, like I said, this is in your obstacle position. This is what's blocking your manifestations, is connections to places or a person that really doesn't feed your spirit, who really doesn't see the vision. And that's what's the ugly under. This is you, okay? King of Pentacles. This is where you're trying to be. This is what you're striving to be or striving to maintain. You understand your power manifestation. You understand your ability to manipulate, and not in a bad way, everything you see before you, because your thoughts become things. You get that. What you're realizing about this person is that they have a lot of negative thought processes, a lot of fear-based thinking. And while you've tried to work with them over and over and over again, you've noticed that they are stuck in a rut and insist upon being miserable. You're trying to get to the sun. They're trying to remain under the moon, under the protection of darkness. Those two things cannot go together. They just can't. They can't thrive in the same space. It's like you're having to make a decision when you look at this person. Do I want to remain in this moon energy, or do I want to get to the sun? The only way to get to the sun, unfortunately, is to let the tower fall and to walk away from a situation in which you all do not share the same way of thinking. Now, this isn't about a small disagreement. This is about somebody's whole way of living, way of being, outlook on life, faith, all of those things. When you talk about, like, if you're a Christian or something like that, you always hear people talk about being unequally yoked. And a lot of times people think about finances, or they think about whether or not you believe in the same thing or not. But I'm telling you now, an imbalance in one person's faith versus the other person's faith is unequally yoked. And when I say faith, I mean actually in practice. What you realize is people will say they believe in the same thing, but when you look at their life in the fearful way in which they live, they're saying it because it sounds right. They're saying it because that's what they've been taught, but they don't really believe it. And it's blocking a lot of things for you in your life by continuing to kind of entertain this energy. This could be a friend, a lifelong friend. This could be, it's someone you're deeply connected to. So if this is a friend, this ain't nobody you just, I know, bad English, but this isn't somebody you just met, a year ago. This is like a best friend. I really feel like this is more a partner, a romantic partner, but if it's a friend, it could be like a best friend. If it's a family member, it's a mother, a sister, a father. Nine of Cups, which is what you need to tap into to understand how imperative it is that you walk away from this situation. 10 of Wands, it is a burden. King of Swords, but you need to make a decision, a clear-cut decision based on the facts. Hierophant, again, you are more in Hierophant energy. Now, Hierophant represents more formal modes of religion, right? But it also, to me, represents someone who sits more confidently in their spirituality. That doesn't mean that you never question your life or question your decisions or have moments where you question yourself. But when you say you believe, you really believe. When you say you have faith, you really have faith. You don't say, I have faith, but let me just fix this situation. I mean, it's in God's hands, but let me just tweak this a little bit and do this to make sure it works out in my favor. Let me kind of put my hands on it too, but I got faith. No, you really mean it. And the conflict that you're having with this person in your life is the constant negative talk, the constant, but I mean, are you sure? Yeah, you want to leave that job, but what about the economy, and what about your 401k? And by my calculations, if you leave right now, you're not going to have enough money to retire at 66 and a half. And then we're going to have to find some kind of way to invest that will return our interest at, instead of at 7.5%, we're going to need 9. All of that. Fear. Like, you have to understand that this is the person's way. And I'm not talking about working with somebody who has identified their struggle in faith. I'm talking about you being yoked with someone who refuses to even accept the fact that they don't really operate in the belief system that they said they do. And it doesn't align with the vision that you had for your life or your life together with another person. Let's clarify this Empress energy as the outcome for when you decide to finally let the tower fall. Because again, it's like hard when they're not horrible, right? It's hard. Yeah. Because it's like, it's easier when they're a jerk. Not easier, but it's more justifiable because now you're not having to deal with outside, questions about why did you leave that person? You're crazy. It's clear. But when it seems like they're in general a good person, and it's just this inner work thing that isn't jiving with what you got going on, it makes you question whether or not you're making a mistake by walking away as well. Okay, we have 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and Prince of Cups. And let me also read to you the description. Ooh, let me fix my mic. The description underneath, because this is important. It kind of helps give some more insight. Sorry. 5 of Cups, disappointment. 10 of Swords, despair. Prince of Cups, introspection. This is clarifying the Empress energy as the outcome. You have to let this finality occur in order to be able to step into your Empress energy. It is definitely a blockage. This connection with this person is definitely blocking your manifestations in other areas of your life. When you walk away from it, it will hurt because again, I'm not seeing or getting that they're a horrible person. There are things about them you will miss. There are positives to them that made or what allowed you to stay around this long. But ultimately, that it's going to be a constant battle when it comes to being in alignment on the same path. Y'all are just not there. Sometimes we meet the quote unquote right people at the wrong time. The place they are in their life is in total conflict with where you are in yours right now. Allow this finality to happen and process the ending. Allow yourself to be introspective and honest with yourself about what's going on. Speak to God. Meditate. Speak to yourself. Look at what you want versus what you have. What they want versus what they have, and what they're willing to do to get what they want versus what they have. How their outlook is on life, and does it really align with your outlook? Things of that nature. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope this clarifies some things about what your biggest manifestation blocker is. I am sorry it wasn't, I know breakups are never easy. But anyway, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, Capricorn, I'll see you later. Bye.